I highly recommend every American especially go read this book. What's up, guys? It's me, Malik, back with another book review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this book, Laptop from Hell by Miranda Devine. This is a book about the Hunter Biden laptops and is basically talking about everything that's on the laptop. So if you guys like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. With that being said, let's just jump into the review. Overall, I give this book 5 stars. Miranda Devine is an excellent author, and I highly recommend every American especially go read this book, especially if you thinking about voting for Biden again. I will highly suggest you reconsider and pick up this book. So let's just start from the beginning. So basically, one day, Hunter Biden, I guess his laptop was water damaged or something. So he decides to take it into a laptop repair shop and they fix it for him, but he doesn't come to pick it up even after they call him numerous times. He just abandoned it. And by law, after 90 days, if you neglect to pick up your property, it becomes the property of the repair shop. So once that happened, they basically started looking through it. And again, the evidence was so incriminating on it that they decided to get the FBI involved immediately. And from there, it just, became public knowledge. Like people started talking about the laptop and, it just got to the right people and now it's out and now they got a book on it. But in order to, before we get into, the things that were on the laptop, let's just take a minute to acknowledge the fact that Hunter Biden did have a hard childhood. He said that his first memory was him waking up in a hospital bed next to his brother. When he was younger, he was in a bad car accident. His mom was driving. They got hit by like a semi truck or something like that. His mom passed away. His sister passed away. His brother was badly injured, but he ended up passing away as well down the line. And this basically left Hunter emotionally scarred. Joe was always away for work. Again, it left Hunter emotionally scarred. He ended up developing a crack addiction. And that crack addiction is partially why he left his laptop. It was basically a crackhead move on his part. And, because of that, everybody knows what's been going on with the Bidens. So what was on the laptop specifically? Basically, when they got into the laptop, they got access to all of Hunter Biden's messages, emails, texts, transaction history. They found out that the main thing he spent his money on is hotel rooms, prostitutes, and drugs. He was spending thousands of dollars a day on those 3 things alone. He traveled a lot, and again, he spent most of his money, thousands of dollars a day, on prostitutes, drugs, and hotel rooms. Something else they found out is where he was getting his money from. According to, his messages and his transaction histories, he was getting a lot of money. He was doing a lot of business in his family name for his family's sake, for the benefit of his family with world leaders from other countries, mainly China and Russia. He was good friends with, one of the most elite families in China. He got them all over here on visas. He was doing business in his family name, and Joe act like he don't really know what's going on, but he was benefiting from these deals also. So, he was getting money. He was doing business with foreign countries. They getting money from him. And, that's a problem. Like, that's a huge conflict of interest, especially when, you're the president of the United States. Not to mention that it wasn't just Hunter. It was also Joe Biden's brother, Jim Biden. They was all in on it. So, again, like they found out, what he spent his money on, where he was getting his money from. In the messages, something that I found despicable was that after his brother passed away, even though he was in a marriage, he decided to have an affair with his brother's widow. And to make matters even more weird, Joe basically said that he approved of the relationship. He said he was okay with it. You know, so that just lets you know where Joe Biden head is. You know what I mean? And not only that, not only did he get with his brother's widow, but he also got with the woman's sister. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that just basically goes to show how much of a loose cannon Hunter Biden is. An interesting fact is that this picture that's actually on the front cover is actually a photo that was found on the laptop. So this is a question that you have to ask yourself. Is this the face of somebody that you want running your country, leading your country? You know, let alone the president. Like, would you want this man to be, you know, your senator or anything like that? I would say no. To me, he looks deranged. He looked cracked out, you know, he looks psyched out, you know, he doesn't look like the face of somebody that I want leading me. People have to do a better job at picking their leaders because your leaders have an effect on you. You got to pick leaders that, hey, you know, have qualities that you think are admirable so that, you know, you follow in those footsteps. If you got a bad leader, then everybody who he's leading is going to suffer. It's simple. So, yeah, I mean, you know, one thing that needs to be said is that according to this book, there's no evidence on the laptop that Hunter Biden was a pedophile. And that's important because when you start adding in things that aren't true, it basically takes away from the things that are true. And to be honest with you, there's plenty of incriminating things on this laptop to the point where we don't got to lie about what's on it. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, according to the information in this book, there's nothing on the laptop that suggests Hunter Biden was a pedophile. And something else that I thought was crazy is or surprising, is that, again, like, you know, just in this book and, you know, being able to see, you know, Hunter Biden's messages and stuff, you really see what type of person he is. He's very irresponsible and, you know, just not fit to be a leader. Even though, you know, he had a rough upbringing, he did have white privilege. His family, him and his family are the embodiment of white privilege. His dad pulled strings to get him into, you know, positions and jobs that, you know, he didn't really deserve, but paid, you know, very well just because, you know, he high up in politics and this is his son. So, you know, they talk about one instance where Joe basically pulled a bunch of strings to get Hunter in the army, and he got kicked out on the first day for using crack. You know what I'm saying? After his dad pulled a whole bunch of strings. And Hunter would get upset when you know, his wife would talk about, you know, when she just wouldn't support his ambitions because he done showed how much of a screw up he is in the past. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Overall, I highly recommend you go check out this book. It's a lot of very interesting information in here. And yeah, I mean, this your president, or your president's son at least. So I highly recommend you go read it. If you guys like the video, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what I should read next in the comments. Tag somebody that you know like reading books, or share the video with them. And I'll see you guys next time. Until next time, take care.